depends on what's weak. If it's like upper back, well, okay, tons of bent over rows and row type shit and some trap work. But if it's like upper back but shoulder area, then you get in little isolation exercises with back deltoid stuff and rhomboid and bands and little shit like that that evens out a weakness. So there can be differences. Like difference from hamstring to quad is actually a lot easier. That's stiff leg deadlifts or high bar close stance Olympic squats or front squats or something like that. My weak point training was always based on the main exercise and what exercise I could use, what variation of a squat, bench, deadlift I could use that would transfer over to my weakness. So I just worked that harder. So it's pretty simple.
Yeah, there's only so much gas in the tank. So before I could answer that question, I need to know how they're training. You know, if they're using more of a linear type of program, there really isn't enough gas to do a lot of accessory work after the main stuff while they're training for the meet. It has to be done after the meet more in a different block or more of a block style. Then it would be more of a hypertrophy type of block that focuses more on that. If it's more of a conjugate program, then there's more room to be able to put the stuff in there. So from the overreaching perspective, I need to know how they train. And from there, then yes, you know, it's still, you got to bring up the weakness, but you can't forget about what your strength is.
The exercise you use to bring up your weakness has to be it has to transfer over to your strength.
It has to.
So doing like tricep kickbacks all day long might give you pretty nice triceps, but it might not do a fucking thing for your bench.
Yeah, it has to correspond. So when I'm meeting with people, you know, I'll ask them how they train, but then I'll ask them what exercises have gone up outside of the main lifts as you've gotten stronger. You know, so say it's an incline press. You know, every time that goes up, well, there's a clue. You know, there's a big indicator. You know, and then you can take it down from there. What can build the incline press and so forth. But with that also becomes, why did the incline press help them become better? Is it, you know, because the incline basically takes your lats out but keeps your leg drive in, or a floor press takes your legs out but keeps your lats in. So just kind of by understanding what each exercise is and how it works, helps you to kind of better diagnose what that weak point is, especially if you're dealing with muscle group weak points, which usually you don't have to deal with unless it's a very advanced lifter, which I can probably solve it for everybody and just say do face pulls and band pull aparts, because the upper back is, without a doubt, the ability to keep the shoulders, you know, packed, you know, together down is the difference between it's probably one of the most important aspects of all lifts. That's fucked up, you're fucked up.
One of the main things we did in squat, bench, and deadlift, when you got your sternum up and you locked your back and then your upper, then mid, and then lower back in, that's how important the back is.
And that's when, remember when I talked about technique, that's going to fall in line with no matter what the technique is. Shoulder blades down, you know, together, down, sternum, act like there's a string pulling it up. Now you're in perfect position to squat, you know, bench, pull. It's fundamental techniques.